Hello, friends. You've just unlocked another chapter of the past, hidden, untold, and waiting to be discovered. This is Buried Truths. Let's view the video. Throughout history, countless women stepped onto battlefields, led revolts, and commanded armies, but their stories remain hidden in the shadows. This video uncovers the forgotten tales of fearless female warriors who defied empires, challenged norms, and shaped the fate of nations with unmatched courage, strategy, and strength. Now, let's journey across time and continents to uncover the 20 most powerful, yet forgotten women and groups who fought in wars, led armies, and rewrote history with bravery the world rarely remembers. 1. The Dahomey Amazons, Agoge. The Agoge were an elite all-female military force in the Kingdom of Dahomey, present-day Benin, active from the 1600s to 1894. Fierce, disciplined, and unmatched in combat, they served as royal bodyguards and frontline soldiers, fighting in numerous wars and resisting French colonial expansion until their eventual defeat. These women trained with spears, muskets, and swords, and lived apart from society. European observers described their combat skill with awe and fear. They often charged into battle ahead of male troops and became symbols of power and resistance in African history. 2. Queen Amina of Zazzau. Queen Amina ruled the Hausa city-state of Zazzau, now Zaria, Nigeria, in the 16th century. She led a powerful cavalry-based army and expanded her kingdom through conquest, securing trade routes and fortifying her empire with walls still standing in parts of Nigeria today. Amina was one of Africa's greatest warrior queens, known for her military innovation and bold leadership. Her legacy endures in Nigerian folklore and oral history, symbolizing bravery, power, and female capability in warfare. 3. Rani Durgavati. Rani Durgavati, a Gond queen in 16th century India, ruled with strength and valor. When Mughal general Asaf Khan invaded her kingdom in 1564, she led her troops in battle. Refusing to surrender, she chose death over defeat and became a national heroine. Her defense of Gondwana is remembered for its courage. She defied patriarchal norms by commanding troops and making strategic decisions, earning honor among both her people and Indian history. 4. Trung sisters, Trung Trak and Trung Ni. The Trung sisters led a rebellion against Han Chinese rule in 40 AD in Vietnam. Motivated by personal loss and national pride, they gathered thousands of followers and temporarily liberated much of northern Vietnam from Chinese control before their defeat in 43 AD. Though their rule lasted only 3 years, they remain symbols of national identity and female empowerment. Their bravery is celebrated annually, and they are revered as martyrs in Vietnamese folklore and history. 5. Tomoe Gozen. Tomoe Gozen was a samurai warrior who fought in the Genpei War, 1180–1185, during Japan's feudal era. Known for her mastery in archery and swordsmanship, she served Minamoto no Yoshinaka and was one of the few women acknowledged as a true samurai. Tomoe fought fiercely at the Battle of Awazu and reportedly decapitated enemies in single combat. Her legendary bravery became part of Japanese literature and no theater, symbolizing female valor in a male-dominated era. 6. Lakshmi Bai, Rani of Jhansi. Rani Lakshmi Bai was a key figure in India's First War of Independence, 1857. After the British annexed her kingdom, she raised an army, donned male battle attire, and led forces in multiple battles, including the Siege of Jhansi. She died fighting the British at Gwalior in 1858. Her fearless leadership earned her legendary status in Indian history, and she became a symbol of resistance against colonial rule. 7. Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba. Queen Nzinga of Angola fought Portuguese colonization for over 30 years in the 17th century. A diplomat and warrior, she forged alliances, converted strategically to Christianity, and led military campaigns that frustrated European ambitions. She later led her army into guerrilla warfare, rallying African resistance. Nzinga remains a symbol of anti-colonial defiance and shrewd leadership in Africa's struggle for sovereignty. 8. Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc claimed to receive visions from saints directing her to support Charles VII during the 100 Years' War. She led French forces to victory at Orléans in 1429 and played a pivotal role in the coronation of the French king. Captured by Burgundians and sold to the English, she was burned at the stake for heresy in 1431. She was later canonized, becoming a martyr and national heroine of France. 9. Judith. Judith was a 10th century warrior queen credited with overthrowing Ethiopia's Aksumite dynasty. Though her story is blended with legend, Ethiopian sources claim she burned churches, destroyed royal lineage, and ruled parts of Ethiopia for decades. Some see her as a persecutor, others a revolutionary. Judith's actions reshaped Ethiopian dynastic history and left a long-lasting impact on its religious and political landscape. 10. Maria Bochkareva, Women's Battalion of Death. Maria Bochkareva formed the Women's Battalion of Death in Russia during World War I. She believed female courage would shame retreating male soldiers. Her unit fought on the front lines in 1917 during the Kerensky Offensive. She later escaped to the U.S. and wrote memoirs with assistance from the American ambassador. Though her battalion dissolved post-revolution, her legacy influenced Soviet and feminist military history. 11. Boudica of the Iceni. Boudica led a massive uprising against Roman occupation in Britain around 60 AD. After Roman soldiers brutalized her and her daughters, she united several tribes, destroyed Roman settlements like Londinium, and nearly drove the Romans out before being defeated. She died by poison or illness after her final battle. Despite her defeat, Boudica became a British icon of resistance and national pride, especially during the Victorian era. 12. The Night Witches, Soviet 588th Night Bomber Regiment. The Night Witches were an all-female Soviet Air Force unit in WWII who flew outdated biplanes to bomb German positions. Flying silently at night, they terrified German troops, earning the nickname Night Witches for their deadly surprise raids. They completed over 23,000 sorties. Many became decorated heroes of the Soviet Union. Despite limited resources, they showed unmatched courage and precision in one of history's most brutal wars. 13. Lozin, Apache warrior and prophetess. Lozin, a warrior of the Chiheni Chiricahua Apache, fought alongside her brother Victorio in the late 1800s. She was known for both her combat skills and spiritual power, which she used to locate enemies through rituals. She joined Geronimo in later campaigns and resisted U.S. and Mexican forces for years. Lozin symbolizes indigenous resistance and is revered in Apache oral tradition. 14. Mai Bago, Sikh warrior saint. Mai Bago led 40 Sikh warriors against Mughal forces in 1705. She rallied deserters and turned them into heroes, fighting at the Battle of Muktsar, where she survived and became Guru Gobind Singh's bodyguard. She later lived as a spiritual guide. Remembered in Sikh tradition as a saint soldier, she embodies devotion, martial courage, and female agency in war. 15. Harriet Tubman, Union spy and scout. Beyond the Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman served the Union Army during the WWII, American Civil War. She became the first woman to lead a military expedition, guiding the Combahee River Raid that freed over 700 enslaved people. She also gathered intelligence, scouted Confederate territory, and inspired African-American enlistment. Tubman was later recognized by the U.S. Army and remains an enduring symbol of resistance and justice. 16. Ya Asantewa, Ashanti Queen Mother. Ya Asantewa led the Ashanti Rebellion against British colonial forces in 1900 during the War of the Golden Stool. As Queen Mother, she organized resistance and became the face of anti-imperial struggle in West Africa. Though eventually captured and exiled, her leadership inspired future Ghanaian independence movements. She's honored today with schools, festivals, and statues across Ghana. 17. Milunka Savic, Serbian fighter Milunka Savic, disguised herself as a man to enlist during the Balkan Wars and WWII. After being wounded, her identity was revealed, but she was allowed to continue fighting due to her bravery. She earned multiple high honors, including the French Croix de Guerre and Russian Cross of St. George, making her one of the most decorated female combatants in history. 18. Nakano Takeko, samurai of the Boshin War. Nakano Takeko fought in Japan's Boshin War, 1868, forming an unofficial unit of female warriors known as the Joshitai. She led them at the Battle of Aizu, where she died in combat while fighting with a naginata. She ordered her sister to behead her to prevent capture. Her bravery is honored annually at the Aizu Autumn Festival. She symbolizes honor, loyalty, and the samurai spirit among women. 19. Laskarina Bouboulina. A Greek naval commander during the War of Independence, 1821 to 1830, Bouboulina funded and led naval attacks against the Ottoman Empire. She commanded several ships and blockaded fortresses, becoming a Greek national heroine. Her efforts and sacrifices helped spark the eventual liberation of Greece. Though later assassinated, she remains a revered symbol of maritime leadership and female patriotism. 20. The women of the Kurdish YPJ. The Women's Protection Units, YPJ, are an all-female militia fighting in the Syrian civil war, especially against ISIS. Formed in 2012, they've played major roles in battles for Kobani, Raqqa, and other key regions. Famed for their fierce discipline, the YPJ fights not just for defense, but for women's liberation and equality. Their presence reshaped gender norms in the Middle East under fire. Thanks for watching Buried Truths. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden corners of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more powerful stories from history's hidden vault. See you in the next video.